Welcome everyone to another video today. My name is Nicholas or Nick Greer. It doesn't matter to me, so let's get into it. And today I will be talking about 5 forgotten X-Men villains. So let's just get into it. Starting off at number 5, we have REM Ram. REM Ram would join a small group called the Acolytes, a team of mutants that worship Magneto. One of the members, Fabian Cortez, led the Acolytes to the Xavier Institute, where he gave REM Ram a power boost, which is strong enough to enter the mind of Charles Xavier, alongside Rogue and Wolverine. This was during their sleep while they were dreaming. After invading their minds while they were asleep, Professor X wakes up due to his telepathic link with the X-Men. Finding out the presence of the Acolytes, the X-Men were alerted, where both teams fought each other. When REM Ram apologizes for his actions, Xavier denies his apology. This led to him returning to his team. After another power boost, REM Ram later on was unfortunately killed by Sentinels, giant robots that hunt down mutants. He was killed on the country called Genosha, where his corpse was reanimated by Zorn. But it was killed again by Sentry, a more powerful Superman ripoff. His zombified body would revive thanks to Selene. Moving on to number 4, we have Garrock. The original Garrock was a sailor that was washed up on the Savage Land in the 15th century. There, he drank a potion that granted him immortality and a stone-like appearance. He was worshipped as the sun god by the Sun People until Zaladane waged war against him. He would die from old age after his immortality was stripped away when he encountered the Tarzan-like hero, Khazar. The next Garrock is Kirk Marston, who was captured by Zaladane, who wanted to resurrect the sun god. Successfully, both of them battled the X-Men and Khazar. Garrock would be defeated by Cyclops, and Magneto would use him as a guardian of an Arctic base until he was defeated by Storm. Garrock returns using the armor from an extraterrestrial supervillain named Terminus. However, the X-Men destroyed his armor. Garrock is next seen teaming up with the High Evolutionary, who will appear in the Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, and returns as an enemy of Khazar. Of course, he was defeated. Moving on to number 3, we have Anais. Anais is a mutant that's desperately wanted to be a servant of the ancient powerful mutant named Apocalypse. Apocalypse at the time was merged with Cyclops, who had amnesia. Finding out that he was located in Morocco, she managed to find him, informing him that someone was after to kill him. So he and Anais teamed up to escape. Traveling to an Egyptian town called Aqaba, I'm not sure if I'm saying the name correctly, she drove a truck where Apocalypse/Cyclops was in the back seat. Driving to the border, they were stopped by the army unit, but Anais managed to seduce and escape from the soldiers. The two would reach a nearby hotel until one of Apocalypse's horsemen, Caliban, shows up. With Phoenix and Cable arriving for obvious reasons, Anais attacks Caliban, trying to be the only servant of Apocalypse. As both Phoenix and Cable stop Anais, a mercenary named Gauntlet tried to assassinate Cyclops/Apocalypse. Escaping, Anais tries to pull Apocalypse out of Cyclops violently, but she was shot by Cable. Phoenix successfully separates Cyclops and Apocalypse. Moving on to number 2, we have Deacon. Deacon is a part of the extraterrestrial race called the Shi'ar Empire. He would take the throne of the Empire after his older sister, Deathbird, killed her father. When the Shi'ar abducted Cyclops' father, Christopher Summers, he brutally kills his wife and rips out her unborn child, placing it in an incubation chamber. Using Christopher Summers as a slave, he would then have his younger sister, Leandra, arrested so he could get his hands on the Makran crystals, magical crystals that can travel through realities. Held captive, Leandra escapes captivity and informs Charles Xavier about her evil older brother, but the two were captured by Eric the Red, who works for Deacon. Trying to unleash the power of the crystals, the X-Men showed up, where the universe was saved by Jean Grey, who was possessed by the Phoenix Force. During the fall of the Shi'ar Empire, Deacon returns, trying to have the powerful mutant Vulcan to work with him, but he ended up betraying him, melting him down due to him killing his mother years ago. Finally, at number 1, we have Nils Styger. Nils Styger, or Abyss, is the son of Azazel and the half-brother of Nightcrawler. Abyss will contract the legacy virus, a deadly plague that mainly affects mutants. Thankfully, he was cured by Colossus. Abyss is next seen at Berlin, Germany, where he and Fever Pitch, another mutant, were captured by the X-Corps, a team formed by Banshee. During this time, Abyss would use his uncontrollable powers to suck Mystique into an interdimensional void after she tried to use the X-Corps for personal reasons. However, some of the X-Corps members arrived to save the day. Later on, Azazel wanted his kids to free him from the Brimstone dimension, but this was a fail thanks to Abyss helping the X-Men. When Scarlet Witch caused the event known as M-Day, Abyss was one of many mutants to lose their powers. Afterwards, he joined a terrorist group called the X-Cells, who blamed the government for the event. They would gain their powers back thanks to Quicksilver, but they were stopped by X-Factor, another mutant team. Abyss, alongside 2 members of X-Cell, planned to get revenge on Quicksilver, who was involved with the X-Factor.